Welcome, people of the World Wide Web. So it's Cypher Sigma here, and we decided to take a little 1 week break from the in-depth collection because I'm sure it's been quite fulfilled of in-depth. So what I'm going to do is I'm switching it over, as the title would say. It's the Actor Factor episode 2. So we had Michael J. Fox up on the first, and I tried a format. I don't think it worked the best, so I've tried to go a different way. So this is obviously episode 2. I did plan to have Nicolas Cage on this, but I know AJ is doing a video soon of Nicolas Cage, so I wiped that totally slate and we went on to the next one. So, kind of my thirds, or anybody who's it. So, the whole point of this channel and the whole point of this video set is to basically shine lights on my favourite actors and actresses and work they have done. In the first one, it was Michael J. Fox. He is probably my favourite actor of all time. I've got a lot of stuff he's in. I haven't got everything and I haven't seen everything. Hopefully in my lifetime I will do. A lot of stuff, they didn't release and that, so I have to, try and find other ways to watch it on the internet or streaming sites when they sometimes come on. But yeah, I just went through everything and picked out I'll basically rated, and I think that was a bit too full on. So what I've done now is, for John Cusack, is I've chosen my top 10. Yep, that is my top 10 movies that he's been in, and we'll go for 10 to 1, and I'll explain why I like the film, what it's about and stuff. So number 10 might be a bit of a surprise to some people. So this is Say Anything. So this is kind of one of the first films John Cusack did. As you'll see, him holding the boombox is probably very synonymous in a lot of cultural stuff. You've seen it being used in other movies before. And yeah, I don't know if this was his first one or one of his first films. I only watched this, as I hit myself in the face, I only watched this about 5 years ago, give or take. I was quite late to the party. This is why this is number 10. It's such an iconic movie because of that, and which is why it's here. By kind of the coming of age romance story of it is very pure and obviously quite iconic. But for me, it doesn't hit as high on the other ones because I've only seen it recently. I've seen a lot of his other work and I actually enjoy a lot more of his other films. So that's number 9, Say Anything. Number 9. Number 10 even. Can't even get the counting right. Right. Number 9. So Grace Is Gone. This is a very interesting and not diverse film, just a different, and basically you can even see he got nominations for it, but this is where a father is dealing with a loss of his wife and has to handle his kids. Grace is obviously his wife's name, and unfortunately she died. And yeah, there is a lot of heartfelt into it. She is a soldier. She died in Iraq, which I'm sure a lot of Americans, we had a lot of soldiers that went over there, and unfortunately a fair few of them lost their lives. And this is kind of the other side of the story. You see, they like to make a lot of war films, and you see these people, but this is actually what impact the loss of a person has on the family, the dad and the 2 kids, and obviously how they have to kind of pick themselves up and muddle through to find their lives and what their future life is compared to what they were. So yeah, Grace Is Gone, very powerful movie, very touching. So number 8, some of the best limousine driving you'll see in a disaster movie, 2012. Love this disaster movie. I do love a good disaster movie, as I say. Like you can even see in the back of the limousine, it's some crazy fly-in and limousine driver that he kind of outshines everyone. But it's a good, classic action movie. It is more a movie to switch your brain off a little bit and then just enjoy the action and stuff. But he does really well. I mean, there aren't too many films where John Cusack is pure on action or he's the leading man, but it's normally heartfelt and stuff that he shines. But he does do some very good action films, and I think this is one of the few ones that he gets kind of a leading role one, even though it's not fighty, it's more at driving and stuff like that. But he's very, very good. So that's number 8, 2012. So number 7, and as I say, in action, this is kind of probably his first, I think, lead action role, Grosse Point Blank, where he is a hitman. Goes back for his high school reunion. Stars obviously his John Cusack's famous sister Joan Cusack as well, and obviously the lovely Mimi Driver. Dan Aykroyd is one of the rival assassins that's in there, and just is kind of a wholesome 90s movie. I think it's the 90s movie. Can I say that? I can't see anything on there. but I want to say it's late 90s. Yeah, it's just a good comedy kind of well, it's comedy kind of heartfelt movie. A lot of good actors and actresses in there that all meet up. So yeah, Gross Point Black is number 7. 10, 9, 8, 7. Yeah. Number 6, The Big White Whale. We have Hot Tub Time Machine, one of the more recent or recent-ish ones of him. Brilliant film, loved him. He was such a loss to the second one. It's why it doesn't even feature on this. But it was just a very silly idea that just spiraled with all these other ideas I think they brought into it, and it just works so well. Like some lesser kind of comedians and actors are just all link so well and so funny. Yeah, just if you want to laugh, you cannot beat that. It's number 6. So we're on the top 5. So number 5 I have is Identity. This is an amazing film that has such a good twist. So this is a story of a group of strangers that meets at a hotel, and then bizarre stuff starts happening, and it is only until near the end you realise that all these people are linked. And I won't tell you how they're linked, but as you get to meet all these different personalities and identities, so to speak, of these individuals, and how, and that common link is genius. You know, it is so well done. You know, you don't see it coming. So that's number 5. Number 4, High Fidelity. If you love music, obviously this is a record store owner that goes through his top 5 songs, and stuff he's big into the LPs and stuff. Has Jack Black in it, one of Jack Black's shining roles as he comes into more stardom. But yeah, just a if you love music, and the music in this is so strong that, you know, kind of personifies the movie that it is in, you know, and all the different characters that even I say Jack Black is quite a class character in this, and it's just, yeah, just them dealing, you know, him, it's kind of his character going through kind of a discovery of all the things that he thought was wrong, and then it turns out he kind of has an epiphany near the end, realising it's kind of his fault. Not to give too much away, there's a lot more to it, but yeah, it is a really good kind of, shows his very strong emotional side, John Cusack. So we're in the top 3. So Runaway Jury, I recently watched this. I saw this recently even. Love this film. I could watch this to death. Basically, this is you have a lawyer, 2 defending lawyers, and there is a court case, and John Cusack plays one of the potential jury members, and then basically it spirals out of control, and there's a lot of twists and turns in it. Again, I don't want to say too much, but it's very, when you get to the core of the story and all the twists and turns, are brilliant. You know, Gene Hackman, Dustin Hoffman, James Bond's wife, if I can remember it should be on the front, Rachel Weisz, that's it. You know, just a really, really good film, really good if you like the kind of jury type of law films. This is right up your street with an amazing cast and amazing story to boot. So top 2, and I'm sure people would have thought this might have been 1, but it's put the bunny back in the box, so it's Con Air. So love this movie. Obviously, he stars one of my favourite. You might see it on someone else's top 10 when he has his actor factor. But yeah, just a brilliant Jerry Bruckheimer production here. Steve Buscemi, you know, there's so iconic way he's singing. He's got the whole world in his hands, but just the story, the action, it all works at that well. Kind of that time of Bad Boys and stuff, and just, yeah, really, really acted. Really, really good actors. Really good story. A little far-fetched in places, but for your adrenaline junkies and stuff, absolutely brilliant film. And number 1 is Serendipity. So I do love the heartfelt movies, and this one sings and relates so much to that. So this is basically the chance meeting of these two, so Kate Beckinsale and John Cusack. They meet, they have a lovely time, they go on their separate ways, but she leaves her phone number in a book and puts it in a bookstore, and then basically they wait to see if the world will reunite them, and it's their lives and how they go forward and how they may intermingle and how they kind of see each other. And it just is, it is a really, really nice, heartfelt movie about chance, and kind of if we to have the happy ending that we all hope we do. So yeah, so that is my number one John Cusack film, and that has been my top 10 films. So this has been the Actor Factor episode 2. Obviously a different format. Hope you enjoy in this format better than the other. Please do tell me if it's better or if it's worse. I do want to mix it up. Obviously, as I've said, episode 3 will be Mr. Nicolas Cage. Might be a month or two because I don't want to cross AJ's movie too much. But yeah, please do give me feedback, anything positive, constructive. You know, I would take it. I want to kind of build this up. I only have 5 people on the thing, so when I go more, I want to have this refined. But otherwise, please do like, comment, subscribe, do all the stuff you need to do. I should definitely see you in the next one. Signing out.